Hey guys, what is up? Jimmy's Fishing Guide back here, and it is a cold November day. And tonight I'm going to be planning to go fishing. Going to go for small sharks and stripers off the beach. So today I'm going to do a little compare and contrast video, just something I've wanted to do. I have right behind me here, as you can see, I have two monster surf casting rods. And I bought these because I really wanted to go shark fishing this summer, which I didn't get to do. But these are also good for striper fishing. When you're in fishing in rough water, these will easily throw out a 4 or 5 ounce sinker with a big piece of bait on it. So it'll really sit out there, and you can get out a lot further than you would with maybe a 10 or 12 footer. So we're going to start with a compare and contrast. I'm not selling any of these rods. I'm just doing a compare and contrast. If you guys do ever want to buy one, you can see some of the similarities and differences and go from there. So we're going to start with the ugly stick here. And right off the bat, it's a massive rod. It breaks down in two pieces, so it's not impossible to get it around. But it does break down into two 7.5 foot sections. So it can be a pain to get around. I don't know about a lot of you guys, but I personally have a small car right now, so it's not the easiest to get in the car. I have to slide it through the back seats, and it almost hits me in the head in the front. So saying that, it is not really too easy to transport unless you have it in a garage or you have a big truck. You just keep it in one piece and just throw it on the roof rack. But it is a great rod. It's an ugly stick, so it's really never going to snap on you unless you really kind of just run it over with a truck. But another thing that I like about this rod, which Ugly Stick is starting to do with most of their rods, is I'm going to bring it over to you and show you. It has these, they're called Ugly Tough guides. So what it is they're solid aluminum, right? So it'll never really chip if you run like a leader through the top ring or anything like that. It's never going to chip on you. So that's another positive. And these guides are really tough. They're really well-made guides. Another thing I like about this rod, it has such a thick coating of epoxy on it, so it can get scratched up here and there, but it's not going to damage the rod itself. This rod's really meant for putting in the work on the beach. I've already used this rod a couple of times, and it's handled great. I've caught some small sharks on the beach, which I'm going to play a clip at the end of this comparison video, and it handled perfectly. I was casting out a 4.5 ounce sinker with a piece of bunker on it. It was like it wasn't even there. So it casts out perfectly. It really does. And this rod actually can handle up to 10 ounces casting, which is crazy because that's almost unheard of. I don't know who would ever need to cast something like that. Maybe if you're going shark fishing, which I do plan to do, but even then 10 ounces is still a bit bulky. So this is the Ugly Stick. It retails for about $89.99 at your local sporting goods store, or even online. It's pretty much the same price. The only thing you have to worry about online is the shipping. So it is a little bit pricey, but given the size of the actual rod, it's really not that bad. I think it's a great rod. I definitely love using it, and I'm going to be continuing to use it. So enough said about the Ugly Stick. I want to get into the next rod here, and this is the other rod. Now this is also 15 feet, and this is made by Akuma. This is the Akuma Tundra TU150, meaning the 15 foot. And this rod I was able to get off Amazon for a whole lot cheaper than the Ugly Stick. I only paid about $37.99 for it with tax. So it was a really cheap rod. So in doing that, I was a little nervous about buying it. Just because, it's a 15-foot surf caster for $37. Anybody who knows a lot about fishing, or just even fishing is an expensive sport, you don't find rods this cheap. But I took it out. I didn't catch anything on it yet, but I was throwing a big heavy piece of bait, probably like a 5.5 ounce piece of bait, and it was doing fine. Like no problems with it. It's plenty flexible at the tip. It's sensitive as well. But the only thing about this rod is it's very bulky at the bottom here. It's very wide. It's a lot wider than the Ugly Stick itself. It doesn't weigh as much. It's a lot lighter. It's made of fiberglass, and you would think that would be a lot heavier, but it's actually really not. It's nice and light. I'd probably say this rod weighs a couple of ounces even lighter than the Ugly Stick. So given that, the base is very wide here. So as you can see, it's just a wide grip here. It almost feels weird when you have a reel on it because it's just so wide. It's almost like unnatural. And right now, what's another cool feature? I was going to show you something else, but I like it because you press down on these two tops here, top of the guide, and as you can see, the first guide actually folds down to be even more compact, which is great. But at the same time, there's a negative to that because it almost feels slightly flimsy. I haven't had any problems with it yet. I've only used it once, but it almost just feels like it could break easily. So it's better off to just keep it folded down when you're going out on the beach or you have it in the back of the car. But and another thing that I don't like about this rod, which I like about the Ugly Stick, is that it does have the ceramic guides. I wish it did have the like the guides that Ugly Stick has, the full aluminum around, so they won't chip. These do have a chance of chipping. That's if you don't watch what you're doing. But if you do, you really should be fine. You shouldn't have any problems with the rod. I ordered this one from Amazon. It came in great condition, and it's a lot lighter. So to give you guys a little perspective, this is a 7-foot rod, and as you can see, the 15-foot is just a monster, and this is just the bottom half of the 15-foot. It's just a monster rod, but it's a great rod to use. And since we're on that topic, I might as well show you the reel I use with it. I use this right here. This is a Penn Battle 8000. I have it spooled with about 300 yards of 50-pound braid. And I kind of just let that fly out with a 4-ounce sinker, a size 8.0 Gamakatsu hook, and a big piece of bunker on it, and just see what I can get. So thanks for watching, guys. I just wanted to do a little compare and contrast there, show you guys the two different rods that we have here. And if you were ever interested in maybe buying one, you have a little better idea of what you may want, especially price-wise. If you don't need something that expensive and you need something that works, this is definitely your rod. If you want something more fancy, definitely a lot more tough, the Ugly Stick is the way to go, but it's not as practical to move around. So they both have their pros and cons, but I'm happy with both of them. I don't regret any of my purchases out of these two. So that's it pretty much for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment anything you want to see next. Alright guys, thanks. I'll catch you on the next one. Enjoy the shark.
Here we go. Third dogfish of the day. As you can tell, they're not happy. They're not happy. Oh look, the hook's even out of him and he's still going nuts. Look at this. The hook is out. He's a free man. But he don't care. He just wants to get me with that spine on his back. And now he's going to try to bite me. There we go. Easiest way is to just get them like this, right? And gently walk them back into the surf. See you later.